Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing. It's your man Oddisee, and you tuning in to Distortion and Static. Easy. Repping the low budget crew straight out of DC metropolitan area. You know what I mean? Largo, Maryland.
So why don't you give a little timeline, let people know, where you grew up and just, what I'm saying, how you got started in the rap game, man.
No doubt. For starters, man, born in DC, raised in Prince George's County. You know what I mean? And I got my start straight through my man Kev Brown. Kev Brown got an opportunity to work with A Touch of Jazz. And after he got his foot in the door up there, he asked for everybody in the crew to come up there and kick it with Jeff. And Jeff heard a few of my tracks and asked me to be on the Magnificent album. So that was the first commercial release I had. And after that, I got a deal with Half Tooth Records. And from there, I've gone to work with Talib Kweli, Little Brother, Freddie Fox, The Visionaries, J Live, Asheru, just a whole list of people from that experience right there, man.
Okay. So, working with a heavyweight, Jazzy Jeff, right off the bat, I'm sure that must have been, kind of nerve-wracking in some ways. How did you take that? Were you flattered, or were you nervous, or were you confident,
Oh, man, that's a story all in its own. The first time I came up to A Touch of Jazz when Kev invited us up there, I had like a beat CD or like the wrong type of beats or whatever. So when I was playing the tracks, when nobody gave me no response, everybody was still. And they ain't get no call back, nothing, I went home. So then I was like, okay, I see that they was more on some like soul, neo-soul type stuff. So I went home for 6 months and made beats and songs in that style of hip-hop. And then came back to A Touch of Jazz, and Jeff was like, I love the CD. I want to put this track on there. So the pressure was when I didn't get a response, period. And then I went home, I got on my grind, I came back, and then it was easy sailing from there. You know what I mean?
Cool, man, cool. Why don't you talk about the influences that you listened to growing up as a youngster, you know what I'm saying? Just non-hip-hop and hip-hop,
On the hip-hop tip, I'm kind of late in the game on what I grew up listening to. The thing that stick out in my head the most is Tribe Called Quest. My favorite album of all time is Electric Relaxation. My favorite song of all time. Midnight Marauders. Electric Relaxation, my favorite song of all time. So anything pretty much from that era, I grew up listening to a lot of Primo, Pete Rock, JD, Dilla, Dr. Dre. I listened to a lot of Scarface and Ghetto Boys. It was heavy down in the Maryland, D.C. area, you know what I'm saying? And outside of hip-hop, I'm a big fan of Amaze and Frankie Beverly, Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind & Fire, stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Okay. For West Coast artists, how do East Coast artists, view their music? Do they listen to it a lot, or is it something that is kind of like, put on the bottom side of the shelf,
No, it's all love, man. We all in the same game. We listen to, what we get. What we have access to is what we'll listen to. And I'm an honest dude. Where I'm from and where I live, we don't have that much access to a lot of West Coast artists. So if I wasn't an artist myself, I wouldn't know half of the artists that was on the West Coast. But because I am, I get exposed to a lot of the music that I never would have heard, and I appreciate that. Cause it's some dope heat, it's some heat out here, you know what I mean? So I know in the artist community on the East Coast, we well aware of what's going on in the West, and we admire it, and we respect the hustle and the grind of the music out here.
Word, man, word. So what's next for you, man? What are some next projects that you're working on, man? Including the projects that you've already done.
Right now, I got the Wordsworth remixes to the Mirror Music album. That come out April 25th. They hit all stores everywhere. And after that, I got my instrumental mixtape Volume 2 coming out in May. And working on a couple collab albums right now. I keep it under wraps. I don't want to put it out there unless I know how everything working. And then August 29th, I got my mixtape called A Foot in the Door. That dropped. And right now in stores, I got the Remixture Volume 1. It's a whole bunch of remixes I did of various artists. My instrumental mixtape Volume 1. The You Don't Know the Half compilation, and a numerous amount of singles and stuff I produced for other artists that you can find in stores. Just look up Oddisee on Google or whatever. You know what I mean? You find it.
Okay, for sure.
We're going to get to that.
Okay. So let us know about some contacts, where people can hit you at, man.
You can always reach me on the MySpace page, man. That's myspace.com/Oddisee720. That's ODDISEE 720. You could always hit me up on there, man. I always respond to cats on there.
Okay, for sure, man. Anything else you want to promote, man? Any other shout outs, man?
Nah, just big up to the Bay Area for having us in San Fran. I mean, for the show. That's it.
No, man. Cool. Thank you, man.